Back to Planet Bink. Guys, I didn't have a video read for you this week, so this video that you're about to see is one of my final projects for one of my classes. And I was like, you know what, this is kind of entertaining, like, might as well just post this. So without further ado, enjoy. Make sure to hit that sub button, new videos every Sunday. See what other people think about verbal and nonverbal communication.
Hey, I'm Bree and I'm here with Grace.
Who am I here with?
Lexi Smith.
Ready?
Yes.
Hi, how's it going? My name's Scott. What's your name?
Sabrina.
Who am I here with?
You're here with Nathan Bomar.
What up, Nathan? How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Just saving the city, you know. Come on now.
Another day for you.
Another day for me. All right, so my first question I'm going to ask you is, what does nonverbal and verbal communication mean to you?
So nonverbal communication would be more like what's going on in the face. So like I can't do much E right now because we got this mask on, right?
Oh, I'm just hiding my identity.
Exactly. And I respect that, but that sends a message, right? And that message is nonverbal. Verbal communication is what we're doing where we're talking with words, right? That's all it is.
I love that answer. Now,
How do you adjust your communication styles when speaking to different people? I definitely take in what kind of communication they're giving me, because if they're a really extroverted, loud person, I feel like I also have to bring that energy, but if they're calm and chill, then I'm also going to be calm and chill when I'm speaking to them.
Hey, so Sabrina.
Nice to meet you. So today I'll be interviewing you about verbal and nonverbal communication. Let me pull up my list of questions. How do you adjust your communication style when speaking to different audiences, like coworkers, professors, family, friends?
Okay, I'm sorry. This is like a little bit. Probably in my cadence, but also in the words that I use. If I'm at work, I'm using more professional terms and watching what I say versus if I'm just with friends. It doesn't really matter what I say.
Gotcha.
a couple questions to ask you. First one is, how do you adjust your communication style when speaking to different audiences?
Well, typically, if I'm talking to my friends, I'll use a more like casual communication.
Like friendly banter?
Yes, exactly. I'll joke around. But if I'm talking to a teacher or like a parent, someone else's parent, I'll usually be a little more professional, use Mrs., Mr., Sir, that kind of thing.
Thank you for that answer. That was very insightful.
What form of communication are you most confident in? Like verbal or non-verbal? Probably more verbal, because I feel like non-verbal can be misunderstood.
And lastly, what verbal or non-verbal cues do you resonate most?
I think just like greetings, saying hi goes a long way.
I agree. Thanks for doing our interview. Thanks.
Hi, Katerina.
What's your name?
Sophia.
Nice to meet you, Scott.
Hi, who am I here with?
Alex.
What up, Alex? How are you today?
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna ask you two questions if you don't mind. The first one's gonna be, what verbal cues resonate with you and what don't?
What does nonverbal and verbal communication mean to you guys?
I think nonverbal communication has a lot to do with my gesture and my face expressions and what I try to express when I talk to a person. If I, for example, don't feel comfortable, then I think I just show it with my body language.
Okay.
And yeah, like verbal communication is like the opposite. just like showing my emotions through words and express different feelings through words. And, yeah.
Awesome. Do you feel the same, or do you have a different opinion? Okay.
Like mimic and gestures.
Awesome. How do you adjust your communication style when speaking to different audiences, like family, friends, coworkers?
My style of talking.
Like, yes, your verbal communication, your gestures, do they differ from person to person or group to group? How do they differ?
I would say if I talk to my family or like my best friend, I'm like just completely loose. It's just like I don't really think about what I'm doing or what I'm saying or how my face is looking. And I feel like if I talk to strangers or like maybe my professors or anything, I try to be how do you say it in English? Sorry, we're not from here. I try to control it more, and maybe also to control my face. If I feel like I'm mad or I'm sad, then I wouldn't just cry.
Gotcha. What about you?
Yeah, I feel like when I talk to my family, I'm like myself,
and when I talk to strangers or someone else I'm not so close with, I'm like a little bit friendlier because I want them to have a like good first impression of me.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Don't.
Verbal cues.
Yeah.
You done that?
What about nonverbal cues? Like, what nonverbal cues do you see like other people use that you know? What like eye contact, for example, or like
Yeah.
hand gestures. What nonverbal cues do you see other people use that resonate with you specifically?
My guy just did nodding head. Well, looking at you obviously, or like looking like when people are thinking they're looking to the top left, looking to the top left. What else?
How are we doing? Today, I'm gonna ask you a question. What verbal communications do you guys use specifically?
For nonverbal, I'd say eye contact's really important.
Okay.
Also, hand gestures, you know what I mean? You could like point at things.
Like that?
Like that. That's perfect. You know, when they saw you dressed in Batman, when she saw you dressed in Batman, she was like, Batman.
Right behind me.
Yeah, so that was a combination of, verbal and nonverbal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What would you say?
I say for verbal, it would be like if we have any conflicts, any problems, we talk about it, like actually saying things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Hi, who am I here with?
Jack.
What up, Jack? I'm Batman. I'm just gonna ask you a question. How do you adjust your communication style when speaking to different groups of people? Nonverbal, verbally. What do you think is the best? What do you do specifically? How do you adjust? Like, do you talk to parents differently than you talk to your friends? That's just an example, but yeah. What do you have to say?
Absolutely.
What else? Thinking about what I do, but that's about it. Yeah.
Awesome. And then my next question is, what form of communication do you feel the most confident in?
Communication.
Yeah, like when you say you're in a group setting, do you feel confident and are you like chest out, or are you more like timid, like hunched over, more just like covering yourself?
Gotcha. What kind of cues do you struggle with, whether it's verbal or nonverbal?
Cues that I struggle with. If people are interested in the conversation, sometimes I feel like I can babble on.
Okay. So what part of communication would you like to work more on in the verbal and nonverbal sense? What aspect of that?
Probably paying more attention to what other people's cues are when I'm speaking to them or having a conversation.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay.
All right, now we're going to get down to the nitty gritty and we're going to go over some examples of how to act in a professional setting. We're going to go good examples first and bad example second.
Hello, my name's Scott.
Hi, I'm Elle.
Nice
to meet you.
Hi, Elle. Can you tell me about yourself and your professional journey?
Yeah, so I'm a 21-year-old student at SDSU. I'm graduating in May with a degree in communications. I've also worked in retail, sales, and the food industry, so I have a lot of patience and understanding with people, and I've communicated with a lot of people and networked with people along the way.
Okay. How do you think that experience correlates to working with special needs children?
I've communicated with a lot of people over time, and I have a lot of patience and understanding of people.
Thank you, Elle, for your time.
Thank you.
Is this the interview?
It is. My name's Scott. Nice to meet you. Ready? Too slow. All right. How's your day going?
Man, I can't really complain.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your professional journey?
Yeah, man, I dropped out of high school, that, it really wasn't for me, I don't know, and yeah.
What was your previous work experience?
I used to be a garbage man every Tuesday morning, wake up at 3:30, just get trash.
Why'd you stop working there?
Bro, because I smelled like trash.
Okay, Reggie, we'll be in touch. Never call me back. Oh, okay.
Mastering verbal and nonverbal communication is not just a valuable skill, but an essential component in any successful business and relationship. After interviewing these individuals, it's clear that verbal and nonverbal communication varies from person to person. Communication can be shaped by various factors, for example, context, relationships, or personal background. One of these factors can also be language barriers, which we saw in one of our interviews with Katerina and Sophia. As you guys saw with Reggie, both his verbal and nonverbal communication presented him as uninterested and underqualified for the job. In the end, understanding verbal and nonverbal communication ensures that every interaction across any language, culture, or context leads to success. Now we will move on to the next part of our presentation, which is a Kahoot that we've prepared for the class.